Hey guys, and welcome back to the finale of Pokémon Colosseum. We've come a long way, rescued a lot of Pokémon, battled a lot of trainers, but I'm not really sure what's left to do here, Flame. Can you give us an inkling?
Well, the first part of this video is going to be a bit of a mad dash all over the place. Not trying to play on that guy's name, it just happened. But essentially what's happening, you'll get these emails that are quite accusatory in tone. They're just like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? And it seems like you're basically being framed for some kind of wrongdoing, and we'll start to piece that together as more and more of the messages come in. So yeah, there's going to be a fair bit of go to this place, just to kill a bit of time until we find out what's actually going on.
Okay, I like me a good mystery, even if I know the answer going in. It's a bit like the latest Spider-Man PS4 DLC. I knew the secret of the twist before I went in. It didn't really dull my enjoyment of the gameplay and whatnot, but the story, I'm always like preaching that it's the context that matters. You know, it's the journey, not the destination. But it did dull my enjoyment of that game's, well, campaign story a little bit. But here I'm like, whatever, it's the game I didn't even bother to complete myself legit, so whatever, you know?
Yeah, because you're too much of a fucking casual to beat Pokemon battles by yourself. Yeah, I get it.
Sorry, I had better things to do, like planning a murder for a future friend of mine, whose name I will leave anonymous.
Okay, well, that's a clip to take out of context later. Got it.
No, you see, murder is a flock of birds. I was planning to get him some ravens.
Yeah, but that won't be what happens when I take the clip out.
Yeah, well, Flame, just looking at your likes, I think I have a perfectly good countersuit there waiting.
I think, you know, you're more likely to get jail time for killing people than you are for liking pervy tweets.
Really? In the year of our Lord 2018? We shall see, my friend.
Yeah. Okay, so we spoke to that guy in Phoenix City and he was like, what's wrong with you? I'm not trusting you, all that sort of shit. And now it turns out we're getting accused of attacking people with a shadow Togetic, which I'm gonna be honest, that's not my style. If I was gonna attack people with a Pokemon, I'd get something a bit cooler, but hey, you do you, whoever the fuck you are impersonating me.
Togetic is such a weird Picasso-like Pokemon in terms of like design and aesthetic. I do like it and Togekiss, but it was a bit much to deal with at the time, I'm not gonna lie.
See, the thing is, I like Togetic itself. I was never that big on Togekiss. Like, it's okay,
yeah,
but
ditto.
It's another one of them. It's an extra Pokemon in Gen 4 that I wasn't too keen on. I don't think it's as cool as a Togetic evolution could have been.
Yeah. I think the problem that Togekiss has is that it's sort of this sort of big, bulky, blobby thing. Like, you sort of would be expecting for a Togetic to evolve into something maybe a little bit more elegant. There's sort of Ugly Duckling-esque element to the whole line, because obviously it starts as Togepi and it's really cute in its eggshell and it's adorable, and then it gets to Togetic and then it's lost some of the baby fat, it's started to grow its wings, so sort of you'd be wanting something a little bit more like bigger wings but more that same sort of body shape type thing, rather than just this blob with wings.
Well, see, the thing about that is that, like, I kind of get where you're coming from, but I think if I were to come up with an alternate design for a Togetic evolution, I'd end up, like, stepping on Altaria's territory.
Yeah, I can see that.
Let's see what's on TV then, after we got a email desperately telling us, go watch TV now. Oh, it's... it's more coverage of this.
I didn't realise your, coat was public, Flame. Like, you could actually go out and buy this in a store. I assumed, like, Wes had just, like, fashioned it together himself.
Well, if he's able to put one together himself, then so could anyone else, you know.
Oh, this is just like the most recent season of Daredevil, which is fucking lit, by the way. I'm not shilling for Netflix, I just like things, okay?
It's fine, as long as you don't get super mad over people talking about other sites, like a certain other streaming sites PR team like to do.
Oh, mate, that banter is just crunchy. You're on a roll with it, even.
I can keep it going for miles yet.
Oh, good stuff, mate, good stuff. Alright, let's see if we can put a stop to this imposter and his shadow bands, because no one fucks things up unless they're me, and I mean that. That's an Enton promise you can take to the bank.
Well, we've still got more of this fucking email chain going yet.
Oh god, like, do you just want me to, like, binge a show with you, Net? Let's be honest here.
It's certainly seeming like that, because, like, I mean, you look at how many emails he's been sending, it's like he's got a little bit of an obsession or something. It's just like, mate, I know you're doing your best here, but stop emailing. I mean, at least he hasn't put, like, read receipts on them, because that can just... Oh, that pisses me right off at work, where people have said, like, you've got to say that you read it. I'm just like, no, I don't care. Sod off.
Yeah, well, the worst message someone can ever get is read at da-da-da-da-da. Trust me on this one, it's soul destroying. Maybe Shadow West was trying to take out this guy for the greater good, because I don't need assless chaps in my Pokemon game, thank you very much.
Someone's being fucking picky all of a sudden.
Look at me, I'm flying. Oh my god, there's two of them! I'm seeing double four wetters!
You get a lot of mileage out of that one, don't you?
It's evergreen, mate. It's an evergreen meme. But who is Shadow West exactly?
Well, we'll see that in a few minutes, won't we? Be patient.
Yes, but, I mean, obviously, he is the Shadow, the true self. I say as someone who has never actually played a single Persona game.
Oh, that's why you were humming Reach Out to the Truth before we started recording.
Well, yes, because it's I'll Face Myself, which it's not quite the same, but I'm pretty sure that's a song from Persona in some form or another.
It is. It's the battle theme when you face off against the shadows, but...
yeah. You see? I know these things despite having never actually played any of the games.
It's like looking in a fucking mirror, and the mirror never lies, except for the part where we don't have an Amaldo or a Gyarados.
Yeah, pretty bitchin' team so far, honestly, and you send that SP on and fucking hit on top. Well, you do you, I suppose. But this is really cool, because you know what this is, Flame, don't you? This is bookending. We start the playthrough in this battle arena. We finish the game in this battle arena. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Every stanza rhymes with the last one.
Yeah, I think you can actually refight Rider Willy as well. I just figured there's no real need to at this point, so we're just gonna do this final boss here. Like I say final boss as though we haven't already had a final boss and a final boss, so I guess this is like a super boss maybe?
I mean, ultimately, yeah, he is, because he's probably got the highest level Pokemon in the game. Am I right in saying that, or am I slightly off?
Well, we did mention in the last part that Agnol has that level 70 Kingdra, which is the highest one overall,
yeah.
But this guy's team are all like late 60s apart from one, so, you know, it's still a pretty fucking challenging one. I think this was like maybe my second or third attempt at getting a run down this. I will say I did have a few problems, so there's going to be a fair bit of like heal item spamming.
That's fun.
But you know, it's the last battle. I've spent fucking hours fighting battles in this game at this point in the recording process, so you know.
Yeah, there comes a limit for everybody where you just got to stop.
And it was me and no-hit runs in Sonic games a few years ago. I got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. It was destroying me.
Well, you say that, and then I do like to get perfect runs down the Sonic games, because I think Sonic games are the kind of games where it actually matters. So, you know, unless you just get flung off the edge in flying battery, but we won't spend too much time dwelling on that.
Flame, you gotta let some of this stuff go, man. For if not my health, yours.
Oh, well, I mean, like, it's just my way of doing things. I ain't gonna get bitchy about you doing it.
Again, please, from the future, Tom Cruise, if you will, this is not a murder threat, okay? I'm talking about his mental health suffering.
Well, you see, after a while, it's just too far gone.
So I may as well kill you at that point if nothing's gonna change.
Yeah. Please don't ever take our health advice, guys.
Well, I mean, apart from unless we're being serious, in which case we can actually be relatively helpful, because for people all suffering from depression, there is potentially some advice you could take there, but only when we're actually being serious. Yes, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I guess it's not going to get better as being a trio and whatnot. You know, the depression just keeps growing and growing and growing until it basically loops around and we become happy again.
I mean, that would certainly be an interesting way of it working, but hey.
Well, I don't know, it seems to have gone too far with a lot of these fucking videos in this playthrough in particular going flat out manic, but...
Yeah, well, manic is me at the best of times, I suppose. I don't show it all that often, but I'm a pretty dopey twat, let's just put it that way. Flame, Richie, the time has come to ask, will you be in another Pokemon game on this channel? And if so, which one would you like it to be? Richie, I'm starting with you, mate.
I mean, I'd happily be in another Pokemon game, like I am a massive Pokemon fan, and I always will be. For the game itself, I mean, I'd quite happily be in sort of anything. I mean, definitely Detective Pikachu. I think that's sort of the one where I'm just like, please, can we do that?
Yeah.
But also, I mean, for completionist's sake, I would quite like to be part of XD Gale of Darkness. I think there are potentially some other people who would like to see that, but obviously that is entirely dependent on it actually getting recorded, because I would not be doing that.
Maybe one day. I'm hesitant to promise that one right away, because obviously this playthrough's been a lot of off-topic stuff. I think we should probably do some more focused stuff before we get another, you know, all over the place kind of playthrough.
yeah, like, as long as, like, the majority of our inventory, so to speak, is on point, I think we can allow ourselves to have a bit of a silly fumble through every now and then. Like, even saying that, the worst of these parts is better than some of the, you know, middling stuff in recent years, so it all balances out, really.
Yeah, I suppose it's just, as long as it entertains people, you know, like, it's not too much of a problem, but still, that's not how my mind immediately thinks, like, the second we hang up the call after a session.
Yeah, for sure, mate, for sure. But what game would you pick if you had to pick one Pokemon one to cover?
I'm not sure, like, I'm down for pretty much anything Pokemon. Like, I spend a lot of my time with the series. I don't know, like I say, maybe we'll do XD at some point, but that's a very strong maybe. I know some people have been asking for it, but maybe. Like, because I know I will be the one recording it if we do, and it's a back burner game, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. I guess for me it would have to be either of the Let's Go games, because I know I'm going to get them anyway, even if I'm bitching about them. That's just how strong of a stranglehold Pokemon has on me as a consumer. It's just never going to leave. So, I don't know, maybe I'll get Let's Go Eevee for Christmas or something, or my birthday, which is, it's on November...
Eevee representing!
November 24th, just in case you want to help, you know, fund my coffers to get... I'm just going to stop right now before I incriminate myself further. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I'll get it, I'll play it, and if I like it, I'll pick up the Pikachu version, and we'll start recording that. Maybe we'll do it live, you, me, and Richie, Flame, and we'll go through Kanto, catching Pokemon, and the like.
Yeah, well, we'll see how, like, what our impressions on the game are when it actually comes out, and we'll probably best make a decision then. But yeah, like, I'm down for Pokemon whenever, because, you know, it's Pokemon. I fucking love this series. Next to Sonic, it's like one of my things, so yeah.
yeah, I would say Pokemon, Kingdom Hearts, and Sonic for me.
Pokemon, Kingdom Hearts, Sonic, Mario, Bayonetta / Platinum games in general. I'd say they're Kirby. Forgot about Kirby.
Every fucking game ever is Richie's thing.
Basically, at this point, like, I just seem to sort of fall into franchises and just be like, oh, I actually quite like this, and now I've got to get every game for the rest of time. Shit.
Goodbye, Gyarados, you water-flying, stupid motherfucker. But, guys, a question for you in the comments section. What games do you want to see? Because we do have a patrons poll coming at the end of the year to decide our 2019 main lineup. You know, surprises, you know, notwithstanding. But what stuff do you want to see exactly? Let us know. It doesn't mean we'll cover them. I just like to get market research every now and then.
Yeah, and I mean, actually doing that sort of stuff can be quite helpful, because sometimes, not saying all the time, but sometimes somebody can mention something that you hadn't necessarily thought of as doing as a project, and you're just like, oh, actually no, I would quite like to do that. It is sometimes quite rare. I mean, some of the things that have been suggested to me, I'm just like, I've never played that game before in my life, why would I do a playthrough on it?
Yeah.
But I think, considering the type of channel that HellfireComms is, the type of audience we have, and the type of games that will be suggested, there is much more scope for there being projects where we just go, oh, actually, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, and in terms of what's coming up next in 2018, we have 6 Days a Sacrifice with myself and Helldragon. We'll be capping off the Trilby game series, so make sure you watch in order 5 Days a Stranger, 7 Days a Skeptic, and Trilby's Notes, and then watch 6 Days a Sacrifice. That is the story order. Don't go by the numbers, otherwise you will be very surprised and disappointed. And after that, we have Tony Hawk's Underground, which I believe starts tomorrow at the time of this upload. That'll be Spar and I, that's a live playthrough. We have another live playthrough coming in December, which will be A Hat in Time. I'll be doing that with Tanner, the Quick Looks guy. And we also have, if it doesn't get bumped to January, Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood with these two lugnuts over here.
Well, I mean, I've never seen the game, and I'm probably going to keep it that way until the LP, just so hopefully I'll have something to maybe balance out you guys just bitching the whole way through, but
Flame, there is nothing you will be able to do to quell my bitching about Sonic Chronicles.
Well, look, I want to go into any game with an open mind. Like, even if a lot of people don't like it, I want to see what it is and make a judgment based on what's put in front of me.
That is totally fair and definitely admirable, but I will say no amount of positivity that may or may not come from you will be able to quell my rage and frustration that is that game. And I feel that my negativity might overflow in kind of seething rage in a manner that doesn't normally happen in most commentaries that we do, because most games don't get me that mad. But Sonic Chronicles does.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Also, I just completely forgot, when this goes up, it will be Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone! 6 Days of Sacrifice is fucking over at this point, so yeah, I guess we just have Underground, we have A Hat in Time, and Sonic Chronicles. Not a bad game to end things with. Well, A Hat in Time. Sonic Chronicles, not so much. But you'll have noticed our playthrough output has slowed down a bit as Patreon stuff has increased, and I just want to say thank you all for the support on there so far. It's been extremely helpful in helping us to set up new playthroughs and stuff, because instead of having to wait a couple of months to save up, boom, I can just get the game and we can start the playthrough right there. But it's definitely helping, so that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
And to add on to the Halloween spookiness, we have one final Shadow Pokemon on screen, the Togetic here, at level fucking 20. So yeah, get your Ampharos to Thunder Wave this thing. Don't even try any offensive attack. Even if you're just trying to throw a quick attack or some shit out, just don't even risk it. Just fucking attrition your way with fucking whatever Pokeballs you have on hand and get it that way.
Yeah.
It might take a while, especially with that Milotic being quite annoying. But why does he actually have a Milotic when he already has a water type with a Gyarados? That seems a bit redundant, but hey.
Maybe he was just trying to cover types and whatnot, and just went with a water and flying one.
Yeah, but the Gyarados wasn't really using any flying type attacks to my recollection.
He's weird. He doesn't make any sense anyway, because he's got a level 20 Shadow frickin' Togetic. Like, if you're going to question his battle choices, I would say that really is the prime one. If you're going to have a Shadow Pokemon you're going to use something that's like level 70 at this point. Like, it might actually be a threat. But, I mean, the reason that you would have had Milotic is because Milotic is surprisingly bulky and surprisingly deadly as a Pokemon. So, perhaps equally as much as Gyarados. So, even though they do sort of fill the same slots, they are both quite potentially deadly Pokemon.
I like that we go to his Pokemon choices to point out that he's weird, and not the fact that he's dressed up as us.
Yeah.
I would quite like you to Cecil contact and not come within a mile of my house, if you don't mind. Just want to catch this fucking thing now. Yeah, it's level 20, so it is literally just until it goes. I've got to just keep throwing Pokeballs and calling the other one.
Well, Flame, you've thrown it in the last minute of the playthrough, not any other time.
I mean, you can't expect too much from me, right?
Well, maybe I've been giving you too much credit over the years, Flame. Maybe I should treat you the way everyone else treats you.
I mean, everyone else doesn't get mad when I subtweet about Steven Universe, so hey.
You best never hope we meet him. No, stop threatening him with murder, Tom.
Yeah, you might want to cut that out. It's becoming quite a noticeable tick now.
Well, you just have that effect on people, I suppose.
It's not my fault you're so protective of a cartoon.
Well, I like what I like and fuck everyone else who doesn't agree. I don't care about your opinions, it's just me in this world, alone against the darkness.
Could you imagine if I got this butthurt every time someone shouted something I like? Like, if every time someone shouted like SA2 or something, I got this, like, fucking long tweet rage about how it's unfair and shit.
Hey, I don't care if people criticise SU. I really get butthurt over misinformation and misconceptions about stuff. If a criticism is flat out wrong, that's when I get annoyed. Not when, oh, this show is shit. You should know me better than this. So fine, or Fane, I guess like Faint, was the one behind it the whole time. He was so into copying West, he got plastic surgery, temporary or otherwise plastic surgery, to make himself like us.
Yeah.
To be fair, that can be done quite easily. Like, we're not the most defined character outside of the coat. Like, Wes is the coat, really. Other than that, he's just a normal guy.
This is true. And also, briefly, you know, obviously we just moved on past that argument and we're just looking through all the Shadow Pokemon now, but I just wanted to quote a song from Mean Girls the Musical because I felt it was quite fitting. I have plenty of opinions. Every asshole has opinions, but it doesn't make them true.
Exactly.
And that is a motto to live by. So what are we doing now to close off? Oh yeah, you said we were going to go purify something or other.
Yes, we are. There, if you recall, there's a certain kind of item we've picked up over the course of the playthrough. We actually have two of them that I've yet to show off. And I thought we might as well encounter the legendary Pokemon Celebi to wrap up the playthrough.
Yeah, perfect, mate, perfect.
Yeah, and that means we do get another relaxing little trip to a Gate Village as well, which I'm always down for. I love this place. So yeah, let's purify the Togetic, because it's the most fitting one for an outro, I reckon, being the last Shadow Pokemon and whatnot.
There you go, I just did all your work for you. Don't call me again.
I've got one more of these things, you want to hang around a bit?
Oh, Jesus. My favourite of these is Quagsire, open the door to his heart. It's perfect.
That is legendary, yeah.
It regained 0 EXP points. It went down 5 levels.
Yeah, it's sad because we cheated for it. That's it from Pokemon Colosseum.
Indeed, and we shall see you guys next time for another HFC playthrough. Bye for now.
Thank you.